Hello guys, welcome back to another video. In today's video, I'm going to be going over how you can use V and how V is extremely good and how to use her. So this is a tutorial on how to use V. So in order to skate, you have to use your vandalism move, which I like to call spray paint. So in the rest of this video, I'm going to be referring to it as spray paint. So in order to actually use spray paint, you have to take it out and you have to go up to a wall and you want to hold it. It'll take about 4 to 5 seconds for you to fully spray paint it and it'll make this green circle. And when you're in this circle, it'll highlight your antennas, making it visible for the killer to see and making it known that you're in a zone. And while you're in a zone, you can now use skate. When you leave the zone, you can't use skate. And when you skate, you go faster, but you also lose stamina more. Meaning, if you're in a race against a killer, you'll definitely win against them. But like right there, he's winning against me, even though killers go faster than survivors. And then they make it where you actually can make skating useful since you'll just run out of stamina, making Veronica extremely bad. But when you're near a wall, it'll make you highlighted and you can do a trick. Doing a trick will give you 4 stamina, and if you can do free tricks, then you get 5 battery. So you can infinitely just do tricks until your stamina runs out, making it extremely useful. Let's talk about the broadcast mode. Down here, you'll start with phase. So with your broadcast, it'll show like a ghost, and it'll also show something above it called phase. You want to, and if you click it, it'll be set to bumper. And basically, what they do, bumper, just like it says, it'll bump the killer, making it pretty useful. But don't use it when you're in an LMS or the killer's just chasing you or targeting you. You want to use it to help out your teammates to give them an advantage in running. So basically, try to when your sprays are in the middle of the map, use that spray to help bump the killer. When you use phase, phase will allow you to go through the killer, giving you speed 2 and resistance 2 for like 3 seconds and then 5 seconds, making it, if you're trapped in a corner, extremely useful. Otherwise, I would just like to run since usually if you use phase, you won't really have a good path to do tricks besides if you can perfectly plan it. So yeah, mobile is my personal favorite, but the only issue, if you run into the killer whatsoever, you'll get knocked off and get with slowness 2. When you're skating, you'll also be knocked off your thing and be, or not slowness 2, slowness 5, I think, for 3 seconds. And it's very annoying. It'll take 5 HP away from you, leading to the killer probably getting 1 to 2 slashes in on you. So, what mobile does is when you do a trick, you can have full mobility in the air, and you keep that mobility when you're on the floor for a little second. Meaning it's extremely versatile in terms of running, since if you're going to be using phase and you do a trick, you don't have that mobility when you land, making it extremely hard for you trying to get to a good spot for you to do a trick. So, yeah. And now I'll be talking about the battery. So battery, you can get 8 battery by completing a generator, as I'll show you real quick. It'll take me some time. But as you see, I get 8 battery. In phasing, I'll go ahead and get, let me do the math real quick. I kind of suck at math. You'll get 15, and, the same with bumper. So phase and bumper will give you 15, and every 2 battery will give you 1 HP. So if you have 100 battery and you're at 50 HP, it'll heal you 50. If you're at 1 HP, you'll be healed 51 out of 100 battery. And it's pretty useful. And you have to maintain your battery, and if you get low HP, you can just use it. And if the killer, let's say, goes and hits you, then it'll be stopped, and you can't use your battery for a duration of time, and you'll have to just run. So yeah, the rest of these are very important for Veronica, because Veronica, you need to have some skilled text with her in order to actually use her properly. Before we get into the text, I'd like to state the obvious with Veronica. With Veronica, when you pop your skateboard, it will highlight it for the killer for as long as you're skating, I'm pretty sure. I'm not really certain. I'm pretty sure it's for 5 seconds. And the killer will see it if they're in a radius of 20 to 35 studs. So The killer can either be distracted and not follow you and destroy your spray painting, giving you an easy head start for a chase. And for the techs, they're pretty simple, but they're very hard to do. Like that, I just messed up even though I'm a milestone 4. Um, the main thing is called wall hopping, and what wall hopping does, you get on a wall and you basically hop it. So for Brayden's place, you can basically wall hop on the air using the invisible boundaries. And when Veronica first came out, she was absolutely broken for wall hopping. Just right here, I'm wall hopping right here, and every killer can't really do anything. Since what are you supposed to do against that? The next the next few texts are going to be on different maps since these texts can be absolutely broken. So the next tech requires a railing. The railing, you probably would just spray paint like this as usual, but you can actually spray paint right here for having the spray paint all the way up here. What you want to do is you want to hug the rail as tight as possible while walking forward, then do a spray paint. It may take a few tries. I don't know if they patched it in a recent update, but right there, you can just fully spray paint it. And since it's at a diagonal direction, you can easily use it. So let's say you're running, you can easily just go ahead, spray paint it, and if they really do want to actually go get it, they'll have to run all the way up there. This can lead to extremely funny chases, and you can still use it up here even if you want to, even though using it up there isn't really like the best spot. So yeah, I'm not gonna explain all the other text, but after this, I'm gonna do gameplay of a Milestone 4. I'm gonna do gameplay for Veronica, but I do want to show some other spray paint spots. Because the main thing with Veronica, you want to have good spots with her, otherwise she's just gonna be terrible. Right here is amazing since you can, if you go all the way over here, you can still use it, and it could lead you to wall hopping and getting basically all the way over here, keeping majority of the stamina. And I will be explaining the worst killers for Veronica to face up against and the best killers for Veronica to face up against real quick. Here isn't as good, but you can still briefly use it in order to get away or to just bump the killer, since I usually like to have 2 spray paints as getaways and then 1 spray paint for either a phase or a bump, making it extremely useful for you to grind mouse, EXP, and cash. And let's get into the ranking for the killers. So let's get into the tier list. So going through a walk in the park, the first person is going to be Slasher. Slasher only has close up moves, making it extremely difficult for you, or making it extremely difficult for Slasher to actually kill Veronica, unless if they target you for the start. Cool Kid could give you difficulty depending on their skill level, but mainly as long as you can avoid their minions in their walk speed override, which are extremely easy to avoid, then it'll give you some difficulty. Um, Here's John Doe. John Doe can give you difficulty, again, the spikes, but you can also jump over the spikes too using your skateboard. And the traps, you can also jump over the traps. Noli counters V. Um, um, this is like this is like insane. He has the potential to come up to here, but it also depends on the person playing Noli. So honestly, I'd keep him right here. 1x counters V just a bit because plenty of times 1x's have just accidentally taken out my spray paint, making it super annoying. Walk from the park is definitely gonna be guess 6 or a sixer because if you know how to loop, then sixer will just be a walk in the park no matter what. No, like if you just can loop, then it should be good. Unless of their actual sweat. Then V's worst nightmare is going to be Nosferatu, and I honestly move up Noli because Noli's teleport can save so much time and stamina, leaving you maybe depending on how much stamina you used, but they can have a lot more stamina, and their rush can also keep up with you, and sometimes can knock you off their skateboard. 1x can counter V using the projectiles. Cool Kid might give you difficulty, but these people are just super easy as long as you know how to loop and use your spray paints correctly. John Doe, pretty easy, but Nosferatu, he's a demon. His ascension can basically keep up with you, and if he can land it, it'll do 35 damage, which is extremely bad. And he has Hell Hook, and if you aren't good with that mini game, then it'll just be free 25 damage, I think, or 15. And the last rate move is just so annoying. And yeah, that's it for this video. I hope you guys have had a wonderful day and see you guys in the next video, which will be my gameplay with Veronica 4. I mean, Veronica Milestone 4. Anyway, see you.